Hi guys, and welcome to this first look at the Onrush open beta, which is available right now for PS4 customers who pre-ordered the game. Of course, this Thursday, the 17th, all PlayStation 4 and Xbox One owners will be able to get in on the open beta action, even if they didn't pre-order the game. So I'm going to be taking a look at the two modes on offer here on the beta, and as well as a look at the different environments and vehicles.
Look who's arrived on the scene right on time. I hope I'm not being too presumptuous, but you know your way around this machine, right? Well, show me I'm not wrong and give it some gas.
Okay, so very much a tutorial here to open the action.
Okay, but I'm only halfway convinced, so listen up. If we go faster, can you handle it?
Okay, so hold X to boost.
Is for you to take some risks, show some style, and be a living, breathing spectacle on wheels. Every time you scratch that itch, you're gonna get some boost. You want some now? How about you show me all 4 of those wheels leaving the ground?
Piece of cake. So we're going to make some jumps here just to earn some boosts.
You got some boost.
You can also earn boost by getting close to obstacles such as trees without hitting them. And of course what you're seeing right now is the fodder vehicles, which are very sort of easily breakable vehicles which earn you boost along the way.
There's some boost in it for you.
Their sole purpose is basically to be taken out very easily to earn you boost.
I guess you figured out you ain't racing these guys.
And the only other way, as far as I can understand it, to collect boost is to collect tombstones that players drop when they get destroyed. Okay, so just making my way through
One more for good luck.
the pack here.
Alright, I like your enthusiasm. There's plenty of ways to earn boost out here. Fly through the air, drive tight, and bend some steel. All these things gonna keep you topped up. Here's the thing. There's no lone wolves in Onrush, so say hello to your team. You gotta have each other's backs to succeed, you understand?
Okay, just want to show off the other viewpoints. The further away chase cam, there it is. You get the 2 chase cams, the close cam here, and the further away.
And to spice things up, how about some hot competition? Now they are gonna put up a fight, but so can you. Use speed and boost to deliver a killer blow.
Oops, I've actually just wrecked myself there for the first time. But you will see these vehicles in front that highlighted orange, which are the AI vehicles, which differ from the fodder in that they're much harder to take down. Let's see if I can take down 1 or 2 of them. Oh, I thought I was going to go through the church there, obviously not. Never mind. Okay, let's try and take out one of these AIs. Oh, almost earning a crush there as you sort of land on top. Now, okay, so looking behind me is the right analog stick. This is the first time I've played this game, so it's all a learning experience. But so far I like the damage, all the different bits of debris flying around, which is good. We like a bit of chaos. Okay, let's try and take out an AI then, if possible. It's actually a lot harder than I thought. Okay, so if I can ram someone against the wall here, there we go.
Hold on, I got a line for that.
Okay, bikes are a little bit easier to take down as you'd imagine, but I can imagine they're probably...
We got one more treat for being so fierce.
Probably got a little bit more speed.
Using up boost like it's going out of fashion. Well, that's just fine. See, burning off boost feeds your rush tank. Go ahead, fill it up.
Okay, so you can see the rush there on the bottom, it's filling up to 100%. Once you do fill it up to 100, you can unleash the rush boost, which is the sort of biggest boost I guess in the game.
Get ready for the rush.
So we're about to unleash it in just a moment. Okay, so press triangle to rush, here we go.
Welcome to Onrush.
So that was a nice little tutorial there, nicely detailed, it just gets you to grips with the game, very nicely done. Okay, so we have... Now I did hear there actually was a option for a 60 frames mode. So let's have a look in the options to see if we can find that. Here we are. So prioritize resolution or prioritize frame rate. So apparently that to prioritize frame rate is actually 60 frames per second mode, whereas resolution is 30 frames. So let's try these 60 frames and see how we get on. Okay, so we have the match challenges here. These are the objectives, in race objectives. So we have points scoring objective 1200 points and to win the match. And this is the Big Dune Beach location, which is one of 2 locations in the game, in the beta, sorry. There are many more in the game itself. And basically the idea of Overdrive is to chain the boost to earn points for your team. Okay, so 4 vehicles on offer in the beta. So we have the Blade motorcycle, we've got the Vortex sort of buggy, we have the slightly bigger Interceptor, and then the pretty massive Titan. So it just gives you a good cross-section of the range and sort of style and size of vehicles on offer in Onrush. So let's go with a medium-sized one for now. We see the various special abilities that each vehicle has, which is unique, I believe, to each vehicle. So let's check out the vehicle intro, actually.
Interceptor.
For when you need to be downright offensive.
Pinpoint.
Drive tight and add to your rush tank every time you're a whisker away from wrecking.
Surge.
Pack a little punch to your boost and deliver a knockout blow.
Rampage.
Keep the onslaught going as every takedown refills your rush gauge.
Sometimes you need a sledgehammer solution.
Right then, okay, so we're sold on the Interceptor straight away, so let's select that.
Interceptor.
And we'll keep the loading times on for now, just to see how long it takes, so you can get a good idea of how long it will take. You can see the various vehicles loading in, very nicely done. Some interesting vehicles there, actually. You can see the bike to the right, very odd looking. It's almost like a retro futuristic take on the bike. So the loading times there, not so long, which is good to see. Visually, I think the game looks pretty decent. It's some nice lighted effects. You get a nice sort of bright visuals that we like to see in our arcade races. Okay, so this is the Overdrive mode, so you will earn points for boosting, and basically the idea is to keep the boost held down as long as you possibly can. If you do that, you will build up a score multiplier, which means you score more and more each time the longer you hold it, so that's good. I can't actually see right now where the score multiplier is, but it might be on the screen somewhere. There is a lot to take in on this HUD, but I guess the main things you need to worry about are, as I get crushed there, are the you can see the wreck cam in action here actually. So just got unlucky there, just sort of hit the corner of my vehicle, which is enough though to wreck the vehicle. Now you can change vehicles in between spawns, which is good. So yeah, you need to worry about the bar at the very top of the screen. So basically it's the first to 6,500. There we go, so we've got the victory, I think, or are we on the orange team? Oh, it looks like an orange vehicle, doesn't it? So it looks like I'm on the orange team. Having said that, the blue team's on the left. So I'm not actually sure if I'm on the blue or orange team just yet. So it's probably the blue team, probably because of the blue bar at the bottom, I imagine. Okay, so how are we doing? So we're winning at the moment, 4,000 points to about 1,800. So I guess I want to be taking out the orange opponents as much as I possibly can, as well as all the fodder vehicles as well, just to add boost. Okay, so we can rush now, so let's try some rush. Oh, can I get him mid-air? No, can I crush him on the ground? Oh, close. Okay, so 2-0 up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, third round. Is it the deciding round? I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough. I have actually satisfied one of the objectives there, you can see on the left. With the only one left now is to win the match, which is looking good. We're 2-0 up. Okay, so just building up my rush. Now music does play a pretty big role in this game, as you could probably tell, because you don't get much in terms of vehicle sound, which is very unusual in a racing game, but they have sort of focused on the music, and when you do get the rush you can hear the sort of sound effect that goes with it, which kind of suits the music. But we crash out, but never mind, we get the 3-0 win anyway. So that was it for a quick look at the Overdrive mode. Okay, and you have the various awards here post event, along with some pretty interesting dance moves. It's different, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to be taking on a countdown event here. We're going to be choosing the motorbike for a change, and basically countdown, you have to drive through a set of sort of randomly appearing gates, which extends your team's time. Naturally, the team that runs out of time loses. Okay, so we're here at the big dune beach, and just going to be passing through the checkpoints and trying to take out my opponents, I guess, along the way if I can. Now you can opt to take out your opponents rather than pass through the gates, but you don't want to miss too many gates, as the time penalties can get pretty harsh. Okay, so I'm finding it a little bit difficult to pass through these checkpoints because I'm getting sort of knocked about a bit on the bike, so it may not be the best vehicle for this particular game mode, but it's all about getting in the practice and making these vehicles work for you. Okay, so just putting off a trick there with the square button on the PlayStation 4. Nice bit of action here, it's a sort of battle with the orange team member there. Oh, almost crashing, but we're okay, bit of fodder there. We build up our rush to 100%, which you can see at the bottom there, currently at about 93%. Nice jump there. Now let's try and go through the church. There we go, that's how it's done. Okay, we're going to be unleashing our rush in just a second. Let's pull a little trick though first. Okay, so away we go then on the rush. So nice boost of speed. They've got the victory as well, with some 9 seconds to spare. Okay, so new round coming up. That's the thing with Onrush, you know, there's no loading screens in between rounds. It sort of just gets you back into the action sort of seamlessly, which is good to see. Oh, that was a really hard landing, but so let's try out the Titan vehicle, one of the heaviest vehicles in the game. So a little bit harder to handle, as you'd imagine. The vehicles do vary in terms of handling, so this one is a little bit more understeery, of course, because of the weight, but I imagine it'll be a lot more brutal when it comes to taking out opponents. So each vehicle naturally has their own strengths and weaknesses. Now the launch version of Onrush comes with 4 modes, so we're seeing 2 here on the beta. So I guess with Onrush it's going to be a question of, does it have the longevity? Can Codemasters introduce new modes periodically just to sort of keep the action fresh? And also, how does it run online? Is it smooth?
I'm good. Okay, maybe not.
Okay, so another victory there. So it tells you how many gates you've hit along with your takedowns and wrecks. Okay, so let's go with the Interceptor. Well, actually, no, we've been on the Interceptor before, haven't we? Okay, let's go for the Vortex sort of buggy vehicle.
Get ready.
Right then, so once again the countdown mode, so driving through the gates. And we're going to be trying taking out some AI and get some more boost. So rather simplistic modes in Onrush. These 2 modes, I guess it's all tried to keep the action as accessible as possible. So it really is going to be a game that's going to appeal to, I guess, more casual gamers, although I don't like actually using that phrase, but you know, it's a game that perhaps will introduce players that don't normally indulge in the racing genre. because although there's skill involved, of course, you know, it's much more sort of easier to get to grips with than traditionally found in racing games. So, you know, it will be a game that Codemasters are trying to appeal to the masses, and of course it takes some cues from other genres as well. So it's a sort of mix of elements from different genres, which may or may not appeal to you depending on your tastes. Okay, so just building up our rush now, so
Could be a copycat.
I'm going to unleash it very shortly. We're doing well at the moment, we're about 10 seconds ahead, if you like, of the orange team. Now sometimes I find it's just best to miss some of the checkpoints if they're too sort of far away. They're going to be too much trouble to get to. You're better off just sort of skipping them, particularly if you've got a lead already. Okay, a bit of Onrush then, and we get the victory. Oh, straight into the rock there, but never mind. Okay, we're going to stick with the Vortex vehicle as we start another round. So we're a little bit behind straight away, so make sure I make these checkpoints. Now let us know in the comments what you make of Onrush, if you've actually been playing the beta or if you will be playing it on Thursday the 27th. Do let us know what you make of it, what you want to see in the game before launch, what areas you feel need improving or what you'd like to see changed, as the developers will, you know, read all these comments. Okay, so we're a little bit behind here. You can see the orange team has 23 seconds. We're down to around 20. Now one thing I don't know is these O's, you see the Onrush O's, orange, sort of littered about the track. I'm not quite sure what they are, but I did see a tombstone there just a moment ago. You can see another one there. They're little sort of 2D images on the track, which just shows where the opponents have died. So if you collect those, you will get a little bit of boost, as I said earlier. Okay, got to be taking out some fodder here just to catch up. Okay, there's a tombstone right there. You see that flashing sort of ghost. Well, I believe it was. Anyway, it might have been actually a weapon from one of the opponents, because it did sort of obscure my view there. Okay, so we lost here pretty badly. I couldn't actually catch up with the rest of the pack, which is unusual. But getting you back into action. There we go. So it's fast forwarding me back into the pack. Okay, so it's one apiece.
3, 2, 1, go!
Final round.
Okay, so we're going to be holding back the rush until I see some opponents ahead of me, and then I'm going to be taking them out. All going well. Let's have a little look behind me and see what's going on. Okay, let's change up the viewpoint again. We'll go for the closer cam of the two chase cams available. Oh, getting takedown there, so was not expecting that. Have a little look at what happens. Okay, so respawning back in. Now, I do have the rush still. Okay, that's good. So we're going to unleash rush. See if I can hit a few of these orange opponents along the way. Oh, narrowly avoiding. There we go. Take that. So I believe you're on the blue team all the time, regardless. So you will always be looking out to destroy the orange team. Just makes things a lot simpler. Okay, so we're winning quite comfortably here. We're going to be we'll leave it at the end of this race for the first video, first look at Onrush, and just let us know in the comments what you make of the action. Okay, so comfortably winning here. So we're looking to run out the timer, and that will take the win and the 2-1 victory overall. If you do want to find out any more details on the game, do check out the website. We do know that Onrush is coming on June the 5th. It will be available for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One with a version PC version to follow thereafter. No announcements have been made regarding the PC version, but I imagine we'll hear more about it once the console versions have released. But anyway, we're going to leave it there for our first look at Onrush, and we'll have more on the title no doubt in the future. Thanks for watching.